Hello everybody, my name is Chris Lee and I am one of the founders of Carve. And we are solving one of the biggest problems facing the services industry, and that is having the right team at the right time. And we've done this by building a completely new resource management tool that focuses on answering core business questions instead of iterating on commoditized planning and scheduling features. Now, two of these questions that keeps managers up at night are: do I need to hire, and am I selling enough? My co-founder, Chris Amato, has been trying to answer these for the last 20 years at his software development agency, Nectar, using tools that look a lot like this. And this is based on a concept developed over 100 years ago called a Gantt chart. And all that's changed with this for the last 100 years is it's been converted into software. Now, it'd be one thing if that was the only issue with this tool in answering these two questions. But the other thing is it's inherently backward looking. There is no sales pipeline in this scheduling tool. And there's many reasons for that, which we'll talk about later. But because the questions, do I need to hire and am I selling enough, are inherently forward looking, you can't answer them without sales pipeline data, making these tools impossible to use to answer these core questions. So how did we tackle this problem? Well, Chris has been working on it for several years at Nectar. And this is the main screen that we've come up with. And what we did was we completely reinvented how you can use charting tools and how you would apply them to a scheduling and resource management tool. Now, there's a couple of unique things here. The first one is we built it focusing on these two questions: do I need to hire and am I selling enough? And we made it so easy to answer these two questions that all you need to do is look for black underneath that yellow line to know if you're selling enough. If there's black, you're not selling enough. And if there's color above that line, you probably need to think about hiring. It's that simple. But the other thing that's unique here is this is a forecast. This includes sales pipeline data for the first time. Over here, this area doesn't usually exist, and this allows these questions to be asked and answered. Now, we did that by making it extremely easy to do project estimation and for the salespeople to add a resourcing lens to their sales prospect as early as possible in the sales pipeline. That was the only way we were going to do this because the sales process can't be interrupted. And the technology we built reduced project planning and estimation by over 80%, allowing salespeople to add that tiny step in their process when they're using the CRM. But this also created a new habit that we didn't foresee called pipeline engineering, where now people using this app are actually, the sales team and the fulfillment team are actually collaborating throughout the sales cycle to create a better proposal and better outcome for the company itself. Now, the other thing that happened when we built this was we were able to normalize project and resourcing data across companies, and it's built an enormous database of project and resourcing data that's going to run some of the first machine learning and AI recommendation algorithms to say things like your project is going to fail or help increase hiring lead time. This data normalization did one other thing. It enabled a unique hybrid SaaS business model that's going to allow us to leverage customer data to sell add-ons via partnerships, kind of like Facebook does with personal advertising. But our customers want this because we're going to be able to help them understand when to recruit and automate the job posting. We're going to be able to make professional development course referral recommendations when employees have upcoming downtime and do some sales matchmaking based on the agency's availability. And as I said, this is doubling our SaaS subscription fee. And we're starting this in US web design. It's a small market, but it's where Chris Amato has been living and breathing for the last 20 years at his shop. And then we're moving into US professional services because it's a huge market, it's segmentable, and it has a very similar pain point to the web design. And this market is ready for us. There are dozens of apps proving out demand, but there is no leader. And the best way to show this is by this quote from one of our beta users, We've been using Float, but it's really just a calendar tool. It's missing the point. And as I've said, the point is, do I need to hire and am I selling enough? We figured that out because of Chris's experience trying to do this for the last 20 years. So where are we? In 2018, we started taking all of Chris's work and turning it into an ideating and prototyping. We launched an MVP in January. We have our first beta customers, and we are looking to present to the investors to figure out what milestones we should be looking to hit before starting to do an initial raise and accelerating our growth. We're also looking for opportunities to expand our beta cohort. We'd like to take these 4 and turn it into 20 before we start hitting that investment fundraising trail. With that, thank you, and we are Carve.